And we're going into Champ Select, so hoping to see some Singed action.
I was just about to say, once we have Champ Select available, we'll get it up for you. What? Am I a prophet? Is that how that works?
Basically,
it may not be how it works.
Reverse server curse.
All right. So I'm going to guess here that blue team missed a ban. We are going to get the Cassante out of here. Thank goodness. Hate that. That's one of the three.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
and totally. Then Samira being banned. This one is an interesting one to me because Samira she's hard. I've played her a few times, and I like it. I like Samira being banned. I think she's really strong, but she's similar to Katarina, where her ultimate is where most of her power is, and it's easy to kind of interrupt that. But the setup to get the ultimate is also hard. But 100%. Jungler's being taken out here. Zac, Kindred, what's the last one? Kai'Sa, another bot lane ban from the side of, I'm wanting to say, the Asian boys.
Yeah, 100%. And I like the kind of cohesion of their band so far. They have like this message of not wanting these like flash ulti. Like Zac coming in and destroying everything, Samira coming in and blowing up everyone with the ulti. So I'm very interested to see what the blue team has, because they might be the kind of people to just have mega team fight comps. And then, of course, Pantheon is picked, who is not known for his team fighting. So what do you think about that?
I love me some Pantheon. I remember, 8 months ago now? It was a long time ago now. Someone said, hey, here's a video of me playing Pantheon. Can you review it and give me some pointers and stuff? And so Admin and I did do a whole VOD review, honestly. And then I think I lost the video or lost the recording or the sound didn't work or something like that. But I did a lot of looking into Pantheon, and this champion is super fun.
Yes.
The way you can proc the press the attack keystone is bananas. You just empower W onto someone and it's procced. Yeah. That means all your damage at that point is amplified, and you're already doing a whole bunch. So if you run things like the Eclipse and Black Cleaver, those types of Sundered Sky, even because it gives you that crit,
right?
Just that first hit with the W is just going to be crazy powerful, and he is a lot of fun to play. I played several rounds of him.
Totally.
And I also got hit for 600 damage by one of his empowered spears last night.
100%. I think he's a very flexible champion that is not traditionally played very flexibly, and definitely has one of the best music themes. Definitely.
Hey, there you go.
I'm loving this Braum Lee Sin action that we got going on from the red team. Both of them are very mobile champions. I don't think Braum. People forget how mobile Braum is, but the fact that Lee Sin is able to jump, or Braum to jump to Lee Sin, you can get a lot of engage angles there, and that's a kind of a scary combination, just out of a jungler and just out of a support. Now Lee Sin can be laned traditionally, but we'll most likely see him in the jungle lane.
Right.
That's how we've been seeing it since 2010.
Just
He's just one of these classic champions who's going to be a staple forever because he's just got a good kit.
Absolutely, and it's really good for moving around the jungle. I miss the days when you could stack wards with him.
Oh yeah,
and you could get all the vision while being sneaky. But alas, we live in 2025 at this point. It'll be fun to see him though. He's another champion that we don't see often in the PLC. But Phelios and Alistar going the purple bottom lane here on the side of blue. I like that. The Alistar is just so frustrating a champion sometimes, right? His ultimate giving him so much durability.
Yep.
And when you pair that with someone like a Phelios with so much damage output, you're really not lacking a whole lot in the lane, apart from mobility.
Yeah. Red and white do not fight. And then there's all the more powerful when you have a big cow in your face that is just saying, you can't hurt me and you're not going to get to my ADC. So you either walk away from this fight or what. And one thing that I'm noticing from the blue team right now is the ability to walk away from this team is very real. They have some like initial CC, but they don't have a lot of like staying power here. So I'd like to see some of the later champs to either be high siege champions that allow them to split push or to force the red team to come to them. And at the same time, if you're looking at the red team right now, they have very good engage options right now. all three of these champions both have the ability to go in and to come out of fights
True.
very, very flexibly. And I think these are good response picks from the from red team about the blue team, because the blue team doesn't have any staying power in these team fights. What prevents them, Braum, Lee Sin, Sylas, from just moving out of the fight? You know?
Yeah. I like the next bans. I like them, but I'm confused by them. It's got to be targets, because the Kayle is... I think we've seen Billy Harrow play Kayle, but that's the only time we've seen it, so this must be a blue team special. And then the splitting of where you're banning. The pinching isn't quite so strong in this particular draft. But you and I spoke about Lucian earlier today. They don't want that going into the Aphelios. Someone able to get around that setup that they have on the blue side. So I like that. Renekton is also extremely strong. He's also safe. He's a good safe blind pick, is the thing. So the locking in the Varus, huge amounts of damage, especially with the amount of frontline and mobility the rest of the team has, as you have so poignantly demonstrated earlier. I like the Varus pick. He's going to help set up with the Chains of Corruption. He's going to be able to put in all the damage with the front line that's already established here. Liking that. Gwen just got nerfed.
She did get nerfed, and there's no prominent tanks on the red team beyond Braum, and I think if Gwen is attacking Braum, then something's going wrong.
True.
Or the fight's over.
True.
So I'm not a huge fan of this Gwen, especially because it doesn't look like we've picked the top lane yet. It could be Sylas, it could be a weird Lee Sin pick, but this is a dangerous, tough pick, and I'm surprised that blue team banned Renekton, because he could have been a good pick for blue team right now. Now, obviously, they might not be able to play him. Dr. Mundo is not who I would pick against Gwen.
Nope.
Okay. I was legitimately going to give it to the red team for picks alone. I do not like this Mundo pick. It's like he's an HP stacker. I don't think he does anything to match with this comp. Now, if he's just a cracked Mundo who just never misses a cleaver, then Mundo's just going to run over the game anyways.
The other thought that I have is the split push, like you were talking about, right? Mundo has a very easy build path into demolishing turrets and being a frustrating nuisance that you can never kill. Luckily for blue team, they have the Gwen, they have the Aphelios, so they have the DPS to deal with that. But at what point? Yeah. Because if you're sending 1, 2 people, even possibly 3, to go deal with the Mundo, then look at what red team has to work with still. And we haven't even talked about how Sylas has the ability to take some of these ultimates. 100%. How effective are those going to be within their own team composition? And does the Mundo fit into that?
Yeah, and you're 100% right. But at the same time, I would have liked to see Yorick or Shen or a lot of these similar classed champions that just split push better.
Set.
Set, or even like Alawi. We were talking about
Alawi.
Where this is a unique situation where your team is so safe and has the ability to disengage super, super well that you have a lot of flexibility top lane to just be a bully, to just go for kills, to be alone and then pick those champions like sets to say, yeah, bring 3 people and then my team's just going to win because I have Varus. And Varus is going to knock down your towers.
Absolutely. And so it was a Mordekaiser ban, everybody. I believe that production was trying to say that, but I'm a loud person and I did not hear them. So forgive me for that. Thank you, production, for trying, and we do get to see it here on the screen. Now, this should go relatively quick as we have already gone through and seen the team compositions. We just have to do it in the client to make sure that, they actually pick a champion, right? We can't have a game without picking in the client. So once this is over, we'll be getting into game. And Shazbot, you said you were going to give red team the edge just based on champions picked until the Mundo was locked in. So remembering what were locked in, where do you give advantage in this game?
I think it was less of like red team is going to win it and more even. I don't think that red team is like thrown away their chances to win. I just think that their champ select victory is no longer guaranteed anymore. Specifically because Gwen is very good into taking their champions.
True.
I think they kind of counterpick themselves a little bit. Now, counterpicking does not determine the edge of the game. I like blue team's chances ever so slightly. I think Alistar Aphelios is a solid lane. I think they just are going to have certain presence on the blue team that maybe they won't be able to end every team fight, but they're going to have like a hefty advantage going into team fights, going into lane states.
All right, everybody, we are in the 3-minute delay now, and I want to bring up something we didn't get a chance to discuss because we needed them to be in game first. I think the Vex was a terrific pick into the Sylas. Sylas is melee. That means he can't poke the Vex.
Yes. And his engage is dash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's going to proc the fear, and Vex is immediately going to be able to unload damage, especially if you have that Pantheon, that was their jungler, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be Pantheon because you put the Gwen in the top. Gwen could be in the jungle. We've seen that.
It could be Gwen jungle, Pantheon top.
No, I wouldn't do well into the Mundo. You want to, if it was a flex pick, keep the Gwen on top because it'll work against the Mundo like we've been talking about. But if you got that, if you have the Pantheon on the way and Sylas procs the fear, that suddenly Sylas isn't so mobile, right? He's lost the abscond and the abduct, his dash and his chains.
Yeah.
So that's a great combo. I really appreciate the choice there from Jokers.
100%.
Looking really good. So Pandemonium versus the Asian Boys as we...
Production making sure that we get the names on the right side, but I absolutely agree. I think Vex is one of these underplayed champions. I would hate a world where Vex is picked 100% big ban, but I like the flexibility to say Vex is a brutal champion against Sylas or against these high. Anyone who's played with me when I'm playing Mbessa knows that I do not like life when I'm playing against certain champions.
Yeah.
And Vex is on that list.
Vex and Talia. Talia was a big one the other night we were playing. Man, it was so fun. And Poppy, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to draw attention to two more things. Number one, in addition to the Sylas, the Vex does really well into, Lee Sin and Braum.
So true. Very true.
And second thing, look at our color palette. Okay, can we appreciate how much purple and blue is going on here? Not my colors, definitely not. But still, like somehow we were able to get Gwen, Vex, Aphelios, Alistar, Dr. Mundo, Sylas, Varus, and Braum, who are all blue and purple. And I love that.
Here at PLC, we focus on the important things, and that is purple and blue. Purple and blue is going to be our theme of the game today, and I'm very excited on this. And I think you've really brought me around with that Vex comment to say that I think Pandemonium, knowing nothing about the players, knowing nothing about the playstyles, has the favor of the champion composition right here.
I agree. In terms of team fighting, Pandemonium has the edge 100%, but I do still worry. How am I gonna the Mundo? I'm not gonna try that one. That you guys can read that on the screen, right?
I'm gonna call him Gesture, like waving.
Oh, okay. Well, Gesture on the Mundo does have ways to make this game hard for Pandemonium and to bring his team back to the forefront. Especially if they're able to get the Void Grubs and the Rift Herald and give it to the Mundo, he could really wreak havoc on some of these turrets and be that split push monster that he can be. And when they do 2-3 person gank him, all he has to do is ult and run away.
So true. And I think that the lanes are advantaged in the top and the mid lane towards Pandemonium, but I think bot lane is going to be a little bit more balanced. I think it's a little bit more of a toss-up. Thank you, production, for helping me Chester for the thing. No way I'm going to remember that 100%, so I ask for your forgiveness, both the player and the audience, as I try to remember Chester. But awesome.
The other good news is when the line goes away on our screen, that means our 3-minute delay is almost up. We're in loading screen, everybody. Let's see it in the chat. Who do you think is going to win, Pandemonium or Asian Boys? We are on the Rift for the first game of the June PLC tournament.
I'm very excited going into this one. We're seeing a very standard lineup and loadout for the blue team. Looks like Pantheon trying to get it out. Looks like we're not going to see anything too crazy. We do see the red team for the Asian boys looking for a potential something silly, but as of right now, all's quiet on the Rift. We're doing a very, very basic startup, a little bit of a cinematic pan to make sure that we get into the PLC excitement, into the PLC experience.
What do you think about the? Thank you.
The best game.
We got Chester right there up front. He's making his business call. He's like, "Hey man, where's my lane? Are we gonna be late?" What I was going to say is the invade, the lack thereof. No wars were put on chicken camps. No, and I think this is the good choice. You do not invade Braum.
So true.
There are a small group of champions you just don't invade. I agree with you that Alistar's another one of them. You start Q.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can get a 5-person knock-up, and the way that can impact an invade is just too high for you to risk it. And so neither team does, and I like that.
100%. And we're immediately seeing the Vex starting to bully the Sylas, just immediately level 1, starting to take health out of his hull. It looks, this is exactly as we predicted, that the top lane, the mid lane are going to be really rough for the Asian boys. Just having a very difficult matchup here. It's going to be tough to start with, and it's only going to get worse. So hoping that the Asian boys can figure out something to turn it around. And it looks like even the bot lane is starting to get presence over Braum, taking a little bit of poke to make sure that they have dominance, getting those early level 2s coming out and trying to establish the lane state.
I was expecting a little bit early on the ganks, right? Pantheon is a champion at level 2, right? You jump, you stab, you've got yourself a gank. Very similar to Jarvan. Lee Sin, same thing. Q, E, you're looking good. And I'm mildly disappointed in this farming style that they have, especially because all of our lanes are pushing in one direction or the other. It's, in fact, Poyoyo having a lot of trouble here. Ignite is available for Mur from Jokers. I wonder if he's going to do the Flash Fear Ignite combo.
Yeah, and a very easy combo to set up. He's got Electrocute on the Vex. Very tough.
Jump in here from Jester, but the counter attack is there. Braum very, very strong. Up on the top side, Pog Maker, rather, is just farming away. Yeah. Up 3, no real big advantage at this point. Jester wants to go in again. He gets the combo down onto the Varus. He's got the stun from the concussive blows. Sui Comet stuns him back. Ignite is down onto Jester. Flash forward. He flashes away himself, but now Les Vibe has the red gun. He's dealing a lot of damage. He still has some under spells, but the barrier and the concussive blows. He needs one more spell and first blood to the Aphelios. Will he get the second kill? Lee Sin is here to try and revive everything back. He flashes through the wall. He gets the rope from the Graviton over the wall, but it is a double kill for the Lee Sin. 2-2, 3-4 minutes into this game.
Brutal, absolutely. And welcome to PLC, guys. If you're not familiar with the amount of kills that we have early on in the game, then you have not seen a game of ours yet, and we are happy to have you. But yeah, the Lee Sin absolutely making plays, responding at the exact right time, being in the right place at the right time for that fight. Was able to take a difficult situation and absolutely.
They're driving. He flashes underneath the turret, tries to get it, but he's already used his Q. And now Lee Sin on to Mur from Jokers. He 06 goes in. That's 3 kills. Feat of Warfare claimed by the Asian boys.
I gotta say, Lee Sin and Pantheon choosing to farm more.
Sorry, Hex Flash jump in onto Aljabi. Let's Vibe is trying to get in there, deal a little bit of damage. And, you know, even from behind, look at the pressure. We talked about this bottom lane from Pandemonium has.
100%. And do not worry about interrupting me. I will save it for the podcast. But yeah, the Lee Sin being able to be in the right place. I'm not sure if he's predicting this or just happens to be watching the map and hearing good communications from his teammate. Remains to be seen, because it does look like Lee Sin is responding correctly to the top lane. Maybe try to wipe it up, because Mundo is certainly struggling against this HP shredding champion. But yeah, both Lee Sin and
Pantheon here in middle. Poyoyo is low. No flash, no ignite from Mur from Joker. She's pushing him out of lane. Does he land that? Ooh, that was close. At level 6, that's a kill.
100%, and could be very soon here. Is almost 6 minutes.
Dive underneath the turret. Chester is running away, but Pogmaker wins those fights almost every time. Level 6, he doesn't have another cast of the needlework. And Hebel's 6, 4, and 0, all 4 kills from the Asian boys.
Yeah, and Lee Sin is someone that could take this advantage and really push it. He's matching Pantheon in CS as a very clear gold lead, at least when compared to the other Pantheon. Just hoping that he doesn't get too distracted. I'd love to see some epic monsters from Lee Sin or whatnot. Like, he's gotten an advantage. He's gotten some breathing room for his laners, especially top and mid lane, who are, as you can see on the screen right now, struggling against these very difficult matchups. So Lee Sin needs to take this lead
into the ult and fear, and that is a kill for Murph from Jokers. Another engage down here, but Hebel is already in the way. Let's Vibe doesn't have anything to do here. Ghost is already down. No flash available from the first gank. Concussive blows, that's a stun, and that's another kill. That's a double kill. That's still 6-0. Hebel is the Asian boys team.
Share the love, Lee Sin. Oh my goodness. Still got some fights going on top lane.
Got a fight up here on the top. Chester has to pop the ultimate. He is... No, he stunned a minion! Your local Asian stunned a minion, and he misses it out! Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Man, do you think your local Asian got on the wrong team against the Asian boys?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh, no.
This is why we're friends.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. But seriously, I think it's a little bit of a mistake. I'm not watching these plays back. I don't know if Lee Sin had the opportunity to give these kills. You know, a lot of these were follow-ups to their teammates being dead. But having 6 kills is a little bit of a liability, especially because they're not on your carries. They're not on people that are struggling in these lanes. I like it, but if Lee Sin does not take this lead and turn it into something, it's not going to matter when eventually he dies and the golden jet goes back into Pandemonium.
Exactly. He's an engager, right? You want him to get gold so he can survive the initial parts of the engage, but really you need those items on your carries like you talked about. But he's so far ahead. Look at this. You're supposed to be getting your core items every 10 or so minutes. We're not even 8 minutes in. He's got Eclipse. And he's looking for another kill. In fact, he's actually looking for the Drake. This is dangerous.
No, I think he was just getting out of there just to make sure, because both junglers were on the ward at that point. At least he was like, no, thank you. I'm out of here. He is making sure that he's sticking around just in case they decided to do the dragon. But you're absolutely right. Like, there's too much pressure on a person on the front lines to have 6 kills and no deaths. But so far, so
Jester's
good.
In some trouble. He's going to hit with the Winter's Bite into the Chains of Corruption. Jester is going to ult for... No, he's only level 5. He just roared, gets away, and we have our first non-Hebel kill on the side of the Asian boys. That goes over to Abiyajabi. Is that how you say that? Albababji. Ali Babji. There we go. I got it. Ali Babji.
Ali Babji. Okay, I said it once, so I can't.
It only took
I've got 100% hit rate.
Chester wants to go in onto Pogmaker. He has his ultimate, and he has the Howl of Mist, giving him some resistances. Jump forward. True damage is what you need to fight the Mundo, and there is another kill. Poyoyo wants to go in on more from Jokers. The ultimate does miss, but this is 4 members of the Asian boys. That's a knock-up. Soikoman gets knocked in. Out on the backside, Albajabi is dealing some damage, gets the first kill of the fight. Your local Asian picks up 1. His teammate goes down. He's stunned, and he goes down as well. That's a triple kill here for the Varus. Ali Babji is suddenly right back in the game.
Yeah, red buff and everything. I gotta give it to that Braum. Being able to balance the aggro and not die. He was like the star of the show, even though he didn't get any of the kills. I really loved the way that Braum was able to kind of split the pressure and really divide up Pandemonium for that fight.
Oh, that was a blind buzzsaw right onto Pogmaker. He tries to get out. Hebel is going to hit him with the resonating strike. Teleport cast, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I loving the Asian boys' ability to react to the map. You've got to know that their comms are on point. Without hearing a word that they're saying. You can see it on the map, their ability to respond to each other's lanes. Very, very good. Alistar catching in the
just gonna jump him over. He took the grub. Hebel doesn't have one. He has to ward jump away, and that is perfect for Pandemonium.
Wow. Very well played with the Alistar. The supports are kind of stealing the show a little bit.
I'm loving it.
These last couple of minutes. Supports famously not getting a lot of love from people, but I really love both the Braum and the Alistar. Their response to the junglers has been very, very good so far. Very much enjoying it. As we see on the screen, Silas is just hating his life still.
Ultimate available. Flash away. Your local Asian hits a minion. Oh, but he went back in. He has to flash away. Poyoyo wants to steal the ultimate. He'll use that probably to get back into lane. You can't use it right now. He's far too low. And Mur from Jokers might have his ultimate up in 1 second. If he throws it, that is going to be the fear underneath the turret, and Mur from Jokers, but he takes another turret shot. He is still alive with 27 hit points underneath the turret. Jester's going to get the knockup, but can he get away from Hebel? Local Asian is there. Hebel gets hit with the ultimate, but there is no following that one, but a very clean play. Mur from Jokers is quite good on this Vex.
Let's see some more games with Mur from Jokers.
Oh, another fight on bottom. He's gonna get rooted by the Gravitum. Jester wants to stack up the stun. He does get it. Let's Vibe is going in for the damage, but the wall is gonna take a little bit. But Let's Vibe picking up his 3rd kill of the game. Collector is completed. Doing quite a lot of work.
Man, I wish there was a stat that was damage taken from turrets, because Alistar is both taking a ton of damage from turrets and is doing it excellently.
Ooh, Pogmaker, he's got the slow. He dodges it out. Is he gonna get the execute? He has one more hit, but the Pantheon ult is coming out. He is 1 hit, and it is an execution. Poyoyo tries, but is unable to get the kill.
Man, these lane matchups are really starting to come in clutch. Like we were saying for the blue team.
Gank down here. They knock him up under the turret. They've got the damage. Let's Vibe is very strong. Your local Asian is going to be the next target. He's going to sacrifice himself to keep his carries alive. 12.5 minutes. No turrets have been taken yet, but the first one is about to fall on the bottom side. Jester is going to be the next target here. He's going to flash back the other way, just leading him on a nice little chase here. Hebel back on a killing spree after being shut down earlier. Let's Vibe makes it out. He's going to buy more items. First turret over to the side of Pandemonium, and this Vex is vexing the Asian boys for sure.
So true, so true. I am loving this Alistar. Like, he's getting caught. Like, he's having a tough game. The plays he's making, I'm just in love with. Being able to take turret shots for his team, doing that crazy Hex Flash play to just waste enough times to make sure that his ADC can get out of there. I love these supports. I want to see more Pandemonium and more Asian boys, because I love their support so far. And you're absolutely right. Vex has been making some great plays. Lee Sin is still a presence. He did die earlier in the game, so that shut down gold, but he is 8-1 right now. 9-1, my apologies. And is been able to take his lead and really make a presence for it. No fight can be taken where Lee Sin starts the fight.
Right.
As soon as Pandemonium sees this Lee Sin, they need to respect it. They need to get out of there. Yeah, I love these supports. Oh my goodness. Okay, give these two a medal. They're my heroes. Being able to dodge that out too. But yeah, I'm really appreciating these guys. Looks like we're going to be setting up for Dragon that just spawned in. Not enough really support from the blue team from Pandemonium. Red team going to be pushing in here. Ultimate taken from Alistar, so Silas is going to be able to survive the next team fight. Red team deciding to start it. Blue team does not have a lot of ways to get into the Dragon Pit, but that doesn't matter. They do
have engage tools. In goes the Vex. Knock up from the Alistar into the ultimate from Pantheon. They already have 1 kill. Hebel is getting low. Sui Comet is how you pronounce that. That's a double kill over to Let's Vibe. In goes Poyoyo. He has the ultimate giving him damage reduction, but it is not enough. And he is, oh my gosh, he almost healed through it. That's a triple kill for Let's Vibe, but that is exactly what we thought was going to happen for the side of Pandemonium. They win the team fight. Chester cannot do anything. And this is going to be Drake number 2 over to the side of Pandemonium.
Man, Pandemonium had a quite substantial gap. They were starting to lose pretty hardcore, but now they almost have a 5,000 gold lead just from taking objectives from towers. And I feel like I should be more excited for this top lane fight. Gwen is just destroying this Mundo, who's just walking around and trying to survive. But yeah, Pandemonium is turning this game around and has a clear advantage, even though the scores are relatively similar. Lee Sin coming in for the
counter. Pogmaker's in a lot of trouble here. Jumps forward, and Chester helps set up Hebel. This guy 10-2 now on the Lee Sin, and Chester silently going to become the terror that Mundo can be. He's already got the Warmog's armor. You expect to see Heart Steel and Spirit Visage coming out next, which would be terrific against the Gwen, against the Vex that's ahead. But here comes the next setup. Onto the Rift Herald we go. Local Asian is ready to help follow up onto Jester. Hebo is caught. He is damaged. He is dead. Let's 5 now 8-2 on the Aphelios. Flash from Albabji. He is out of there. No smite to contest. And this is the third objective over to the side of Pandemonium. That's Feats.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm wondering how the Asian boys turn this around. They had a really rough laning phase, and I think it's starting to really show that Pandemonium having just so much power. You can see from the graph how it was a little bit on the side of the Asian boys, and now it's just clear and away back to the side of Pandemonium. Really struggling to see how they can turn this around. It's not like their team fight is going to be that crazy, but I do think that their ability to take and get picks is very strong. Speaking of picks,
yeah, coming up on the top lane, but they see it coming. They've got, look at the vision right there behind the pit. That's what caught it. 100%. Oh man, place your wards, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
And I think the Asian boys could have predicted that there should have been vision there because of the Rift fight.
That's true.
Earlier there, that is not a ward that was placed there because to prevent that gank. That was a ward that was placed there for that specific last fight. And now in the heat of the moment, it's very, very difficult to keep that all in check. But yes, I do think that Pandemonium...
Another fight, Albabji gets immediately demolished by Murph from Jokers. That was so fast. And now he's got the next ultimate set up. Poyoyo wants to go in. Murph from Jokers gets the first one. He gets the fear, and he's ignited. He will go down. Sui Comet takes him out. Pogmaker wants to chase Sui Comet. He will make it out. Local Asian, though, up on the top side, helps set up another kill for the side of Pandemonium. They're going to take another turret. That's going to be 3.
Yeah, and I want to highlight this Vex's build. I love that this Vex is going all in. That is found a lane state that she is winning very much. Allows Murph Jokers to just build absolute burst damage Ludens with the Storm Surge to just blow up the ADC underneath his tower. You're like, you safe? I don't think you're safe, buddy. And then having those resets for that fight, even though she did go down, Vex is still a champion that once she gets a kill, once it's worth it, you can still deal an obscene amount of damage to the next person and kind of pass it on, so to speak.
I would eat that cake.
I'm sure you would. 100%.
What was that, a fat joke? I'm sure you would. Is that what you're saying?
No.
All right.
My brain is on Vex, and then I'm thinking cake, and I'm like, oh, okay, well,
It was the Gwen cake. She made a quake.
No, I saw it too. Oh my gosh. Okay, resetting. We're getting back into the.
There's a fight down here by the Drake pit. There's nothing really to contest. We still have a whole minute for both Otacon and the Hextech Drake, which, by the way, is going to be our soul. We didn't call that out earlier. The first engage here onto Sui Comet. Jester has arrived. And, Pogmaker wanting to set up the next play. Aljabi gets caught. Pogmaker chasing forward still. Sui Comet is going to be hit. And the Grand Starfall shows up as well. They're a little early, though. I don't see the reason they need to fight here. You don't follow that one. It's way too far. But a great shot from Murph from Jokers. They pull up the Rift Herald. Now, this is where we get into the 4D chess here, right?
Yes.
You are pushing 2 lanes simultaneously, and if you win, you get another kill. They don't get either of the objectives. In fact, it's going to be a double charge Herald with a kill over to the side of Pogmaker. They're going to crack the bit. I don't think they even want the objectives anymore.
Well, I think they might still get the objectives. Now, the Asian boys are now respawning. They have a good chance to be able to do this, but it's like, what does Lee Sin do? Like, he can't... with the Vex ulti on that last team fight, it may have hit Lee Sin. She wouldn't have followed that, but it prevents Lee Sin from pushing forward to getting wards. They're absolutely setting up for the dragon, even though the dragon was not spawned. Now, League of Legends is famously a turn-based game. You are always playing 30 seconds from now. what is the game going to look like 30 seconds from now, and then I'm going to decide to make that play. Blue team, the Pandemonium wants to do Drake, wants to do Otacon, and so what do?
Wow.
They take team fights, they push things out, and make sure the vision can't be there, so that they can get the Drake, so that they can get Akshan, so that they can crack the base. Now that team fight could have gone differently, but Pandemonium with a much of lead is like, I'll take that bet. We have the power, we have the ability to say, I think we can dictate the way the game state is going to be 30 seconds from now. That if you decide to contend with us, we'll take that. And if you decide not to contend with us, then we're going to have all the vision. Anyways, we're going to be able to take the dragon. You'll be at a disadvantage anyways. I think Pandemonium is absolutely playing the way they should be. The graph, thank you, production, is absolutely reflecting this. And
oh, he got the kill on the Gromp, jumps in onto Hebel. Ignite is in. How low does he get? I'm going to guess dead.
Dead.
Ah, man, that was close.
That
was really close. All right. Well, that is another kill, and it just goes back to the power of the Vex. We've been talking about the pick since Champion Select. Look at the disparity in mid lane. That's what we brought up first. That was where the first problem came in, and now Vex is raining terror on Summoner's Rift. Going to make it even worse when that Shadow Flame comes up.
100%. And solo queue, take notes. Vex is 5-3 at the time that she killed Lee Sin, and yet is the terror. Just because her numbers are small does not prevent her from. Okay,
another fight up here. Pogmaker in a 1v2 scenario gets stunned, but is healing quite a lot with that Riftmaker in the passive. Ignite is in. Is it enough? It is definitely not. Pogmaker now on a rampage. They come in with the rest of the Asian boys. An inhibitor has been taken on the bottom side by Mur from Jokers, working on the second while his team is up on the top. Mur from Jokers is ready to fight. Evil doesn't want to go in onto him. He goes in for a few more auto attacks. This might be a triple inhibitor play from the side of Pandemonium. That's two up on the top side. 2 DPS champions take out yet another turret. 3 champions take down the inhibitor. This is it, everybody. Only 2 buildings stand between Pandemonium and a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pandemonium is doing an excellent job just pulling apart this the red team. Just the Asian boys are just responding, and Pandemonium is dictating the pace of the gameplay.
Hex flash. Okay, but spell immune there onto the Mundo. The next fight, Pogmaker is in the front lines again. 3 items completed here. 1v4 is going to get stunned, but in comes the Vex. That's the fear. Let's Vibe goes godlike. That's a second kill. That's a triple kill. Do we see the Quadra? It is 4. Flash forward for the stun. Will they set it up? It is not a pentakill! Pogmaker indeed. He pogs his own teammate, and for it, he goes into the fountain, but that is Pandemonium getting the first win in June.